The Bugatti Chiron, one of the most sophisticated and expensive production cars ever made, is sitting in a workshop, completely disassembled and split into multiple sections. We're not talking about a simple fender bender repair here. This car has been systematically taken apart to address catastrophic damage, and the team is now facing the reality that getting it apart was actually the easy part. The real challenge? Putting it all back together and making sure everything works perfectly. The car you're looking at is a Chiron Per Sport, which makes this even more special. Bugatti only made 50 of these particular models. 50 in the entire world. And this is one of them, completely dismantled on a workshop floor. The total production run of all Chirons combined is somewhere around 400 to 500 units, but this specific variant is extremely rare. That rarity comes with its own set of challenges, which we'll get into shortly. Let's talk about the heart of this disaster, the component that necessitated this entire teardown. Between the engine and the gearbox sits a critical mounting bracket. This cast aluminum piece is what holds these two massive components together, and on this particular car, it failed catastrophically. This isn't just a simple bolt-on part you can swap out in an afternoon. This is a precision-engineered component that requires the entire rear of the car to be disassembled just to access it. What makes this situation even more interesting is the theory that Bugatti themselves might have known about this issue. When the car was inspected by the insurance company, it was sent to Bugatti for evaluation. Here's the curious part. This was a front-end accident. Why would Bugatti inspectors remove all the under-tray panels at the rear of the car to check a gearbox mount? That's not standard procedure for a front-end collision assessment. The working theory is that Bugatti France may have contacted Bugatti USA and specifically requested they check this particular component because it's a known failure point. It's entirely possible that this cast aluminum part has a history of problems that Bugatti is well aware of, even if it's not widely publicized. While the car is completely apart, owner Alex decided to upgrade the exhaust system. The stock Chiron exhaust is surprisingly quiet for a car with an 8-liter, quad-turbocharged W16 engine producing over 1,500 horsepower. Alex wants more drama, more noise, more of that supercar soundtrack that matches the car's performance. But removing the exhaust required dismantling an entire rear subframe, a massive aluminum structure holding electrical components, sensors, and various systems. The team had to disconnect fuse boards, remove earth cables, and systematically take apart what amounts to a third of the car. The stock exhaust has secondary catalytic converters that aren't necessary in Florida. By eliminating these and creating a custom Valvetronic exhaust, the car should sound significantly more aggressive while maintaining the primary cats for proper operation. Now, here's where things get really interesting from a logistics standpoint. This entire project is taking place in Miami, but the team is based in the UK. That means every single part they're working on needs to be transported across the Atlantic Ocean. You can't just throw a Bugatti gearbox mount in a cardboard box and hope for the best. These components are worth tens of thousands of pounds, potentially hundreds of thousands in the case of the gearbox mount, and they're absolutely critical to the success of this project. The solution? A trip to Walmart to buy the biggest, toughest suitcases they could find. Picture this. A group of guys wandering through Walmart's luggage section, measuring suitcases with tape measures, trying to figure out which ones will fit precision-engineered Bugatti components. They ended up with a bright pink suitcase, which was chosen specifically because nobody would want to steal something that garish-looking, and what they lovingly referred to as a granddad suitcase, one of those green hardshell cases that looks like it belongs to someone's elderly relative going on a cruise. The exhaust assembly went into a custom-built wooden crate. Initially, they were going to construct an entire wooden box from lumber they bought at Walmart, complete with a handsaw for cutting. But just as they finished measuring and planning their carpentry project, someone at the facility produced a perfectly sized plastic container. All that work for nothing. Still, they made absolutely certain that exhaust was packaged securely because if that gets lost in transit, the entire project grinds to a halt. The radiators presented another challenge. This car has 4 separate radiators, including an AC condenser, and 3 of them sustained damage in the accident. These aluminum units feature cast-end tanks with brazed cooling cores, and they're not the kind of thing you can just order on Amazon. They had to be carefully wrapped, protected, and packed into the granddad suitcase for the journey back to the UK, where a specialist named Bob would attempt to repair them. There's also a plan for custom wheels, which is more complex than it sounds. The brake calipers sit incredibly close to the wheel barrels, millimeters of clearance. Getting the offset wrong means thousands of pounds of useless wheels. The solution? 3D scanning the entire wheel well area using the same $100,000 equipment being used for the gearbox mount. This creates a perfect digital model ensuring absolutely perfect fitment, essential for a project where mistakes aren't an option. Remember that failed gearbox mount we talked about earlier? Well, there are actually two potential solutions being pursued simultaneously. The first option is the high-tech approach, 3D scanning the broken part, creating a complete CAD model in software, and then manufacturing a brand new part using CNC machining. This would result in a component that's potentially even better than the original. The broken part is covered in small reflective dots, which are used by the 3D scanner to map every surface, every curve, every detail. The scanner captures all of this information and creates what's called an STL file, a digital three-dimensional model. That file then gets converted into a proper CAD model, which engineers can refine and improve. The interesting thing is that the original part has all these holes and voids in it, not for weight reduction, but because of the requirements of the casting process. When you cast aluminum, you need uniform wall thickness to control how the metal cools and shrinks in the mold. By CNC machining the new part from solid billet aluminum, the engineers can optimize the design, potentially making it stronger while keeping the weight similar or even lighter. But there's a backup plan, and this is where Bob comes in. Bob is a fabrication specialist back in the UK who believes he can actually weld the broken casting back together and restore it to full strength. Now, this might sound crazy. Welding cast aluminum is notoriously difficult, and welding a structural component that's under enormous stress in a hypercar sounds like a recipe for disaster. But Bob has done his homework. After researching the specific aluminum alloy used in this component, it turns out it's not some exotic Bugatti-specific material. It's actually the same type of aluminum alloy commonly used in gearbox housings for regular production vehicles, including something as mundane as Ford Transit vans. The critical piece of information is the magnesium content. High magnesium aluminum alloys are nearly impossible to weld successfully, but this particular alloy has a low enough magnesium content that it should be weldable using the right techniques and equipment. Bob is cautious though. He won't commit to the repair unless he's absolutely certain it will be 100% reliable. The last thing anyone wants is to reassemble the entire car, only to have the repaired mount fail again, necessitating another complete teardown. If Bob can successfully weld and reinforce the original part, it would save significant time and money. But if there's any doubt, they'll go with the CNC machined replacement. Back in the UK, Bob is tackling the damaged radiators. The AC condenser has a massive hole, while others are bent and damaged. These feature cast aluminum end tanks with precisely positioned mounting points, brazed to aluminum cooling cores. The cooling cores are standard components available locally. The challenge is recreating the end tanks with exact mounting positions. Bob's clever solution for uncertain mounting points is to create oversized aluminum slugs, then drill and tap holes wherever needed during final assembly in Miami. This provides flexibility rather than committing to potentially incorrect fixed positions. All of this work needs to happen relatively quickly. The gearbox mount needs to be either repaired or manufactured. The radiators need to be fixed. The custom exhaust needs to be fabricated and shipped back. And all of this has to come together before the team can even think about starting the reassembly process. And remember, this is one of 50 cars. It's not like they can look up detailed teardown videos on YouTube or find service manuals readily available online. Every step of this process is being figured out as they go, relying on mechanical knowledge, problem-solving skills, and occasionally just trial and error. There's an elephant in the room we need to address: money. Hypercars don't come cheap, even crashed ones. The parts alone are astronomically expensive. That gearbox mount? From Bugatti, it probably costs tens of thousands of pounds, possibly over 100,000. The radiators, the exhaust components, the labor, the shipping, the specialty tools and equipment, it all adds up incredibly quickly. But beyond the immediate repair costs, there's the question of whether this car will ever be truly right again. Will all the electrical systems work properly when it's reassembled? Will there be weird gremlins that pop up months or years down the road? Will the value of the car be affected by its history? These are all questions that won't have answers until the project is complete and the car is back on the road. So that's where we stand with the Bugatti Chiron rebuild. The car is in pieces, spread across 2 continents. Critical components are being repaired, replicated, and upgraded. Every single step of this process is more complicated than it appears, and the margin for error is essentially zero. One mistake, one lost part, one failed repair, and the entire project could be set back weeks or months. But that's what makes projects like this so compelling. This isn't just about fixing a car. It's about problem solving, determination, and refusing to give up even when the task seems impossible. Whether the team succeeds or fails, the journey is absolutely fascinating to watch. The next video in this series will reveal whether Bob successfully repairs that gearbox mount, whether the radiators come out perfect, and whether they're ready to start the reassembly process. Because if any of these critical components don't work out, the entire project stops dead in its tracks. The pressure is on, the stakes couldn't be higher, and we'll all be waiting to see what happens next with this incredible, impossible Bugatti rebuild.